right. So let's go through the research methodology, right? We went through the framework. Now we get into methodology to see how that framework will come into effect using this methodology. Okay. So in the examine elements of the world, because you know the research topic, you know what you have dug into, right? The examine, if you remember. Now we get into the cause effect solution and the external forces, how it's affecting the situation. So, and I gave you an example, right? The pandemic and how the higher self-focus turn and so on and so forth, right? So, the typical way to do this is you have a template which has a why, what, where, when, how. You find the cause by the first why, right? You see there are 5 elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, for the cause, you might have the first why. The first why that you get, that is called y1, right, as a cause, you will then get another Excel or rather another template of sheet which you're going to use to write the cause for that. Okay, there again you write the why, what, where, when, and how of that particular cause. Okay, now some of them for the subject given could be blank. That's fair. But typically for the why, there should be 5, so to speak, reasons once you do the first why. I repeat, in the blue spreadsheet, you see a y1, the first why. The first why that you find out, and I'll give you an example. Suppose you have to find out, you're writing a book on the pandemic and you want to know the cause. So the first why becomes why it came to existence, right? So the why one is why did it come to existence? As simple as that. Now, why it came to existence, there could be 5 causes for it. One of the causes, the cause 1, the orange spreadsheet, right? So you write the cause 1, why 1 it happened. Then you write the cause 2, another, because of the why 1, right? And so on and so forth. There could be chances that all 5 are not required, or maybe 10 are required. So be it. But this is giving examples of at least 5. Okay. Then what? So for that why, okay, why was the pandemic caused? So what was the cause for that pandemic? You get it? We started with the why. Now we're going to the why cause, we're going to what cause, and where it was caused, when it was caused, and how it was caused. Clear? Right. So similar goes, so you have a say a y2. You do the same exercise. Right? So once you go to the same exercise, you write y2, it happened, 5 reasons for it, what caused to y2 happen, and so on and so forth. Am I making myself clear? If not, let's start with the pandemic example again. The pandemic says, why was the pandemic caused? Okay, so for that why, you write the first cause, you write the second cause, you write third cause. This is the why. Then you go to the what. What caused it? That for that why. Okay, so why was the pandemic caused? The if you see the blue, there is a what below. Okay, now that what has the same, the cause, right? The cause, what caused that, and so on and so forth. So y1 cause 1, y2 cause 2, and so on and so forth. What 1 cause 1, what 2 cause 2, the effects, right? So the cause, the effects. Are we clear? Similarly, then you find the solution. So what is the solution for the y1? Why was the pandemic caused? Why was the cause? So why cause becomes the reasons for the cause. Then the solution for the cause. Okay, you write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solutions, or whatever your findings are. Okay, go to what 1. This happened. So what 1? What was the cause, and so on and so forth. Are we clear? So now, once you do this exercise, you'll have a lot of data coming your way. So once your data comes into play, what you need to do from there is you then start putting it into an effective format, which typically also gives you now, gives you the outcome in form of a very structured format, right? The one thing you realize is the external forces. Okay, so similar to this template, you create an external forces template. Right? What were the external forces that have caused these things? Okay, now there could be so many of those, like climate changes, the unhygiene of the people, or the the God caused problem of tornadoes and this and the others, and so on and so forth. Okay, so those are the external forces which affect these elements. So that is also part of this activities if it is not included already in one of your why, where, what, where, when, how. Are we clear? Okay. So with that, what you need to do as a next step is go to uh, the 100 question scenario again. Okay. Now, for the same research topic, you will have to now find 100 questions. You remember the answer to the public, right? What was shown now was a different way of finding the 100 questions. Okay, and I repeat, you find the why, you find the effect, you find the solution against each of those why, what, where, when, how. Okay, this will typically give you at least 500, not even 100. So five questions and then five answers, or other 500 answers. Got it? So that, and then we search it up for the larger public. And I'll come to this in a minute in the next one.